Sri Ganesha has 4 hands. And the hand that carries the destructive weapon of Parasha is the one you have to be careful about. That is his job. And if you neglect him, that force will act. And act so vehemently that despite your realization, you may not be able to save yourself. Do not take your realization for granted. Unless and until your Ganesha is settled, your realization has no meaning at all. Watch yourself. Have you got adulterous eyes? Have you got an adulterous mind? What is your expectation about SahajaYoga? So many think that in SahajaYoga, God blesses you, then you must get a good amount of health, money, and position, power. The first thing you must ask for is the pure Ganesha, Nirmal Ganesha. Oh Mother, please give us the blessings of establishment of purity in our Ganesh principle. In relationships, in attitudes, in behavior, try to judge yourself. Are you innocent? Christ has said, anything against him may be tolerated, but nothing against the Adishakti. But I must tell you as your mother, it's not true. Maybe against me some things may be tolerated, but nothing against Christ the Lord. Nothing against Lord Ganesha. Everything that is done against him after realization will tell upon you, and you will be thrown out of the realm of God as absolutely degraded people. That is one thing that will not be tolerated, will not be forgiven, will never be acceptable. To your mother, nothing but purity of heart and purity of your body is going to please. Anything that is impure has to be thrown away. My name itself means purity. You can do it. You are empowered to do it. You have a kundalini to do it. But the first thing you have to do is to cleanse that. And the rest, you don't have to worry. Sri Ganesha will look after it. One chakra you keep clean, the rest is looked after. The mother Kundalini cannot move unless and until Sri Ganesha gives the permission. He is like the vice chancellor sitting on all the chakras. He has to certify, all right, passed, go. On every chakra. And when the Kundalini rises, Sri Ganesha is awakened, otherwise Kundalini cannot rise. But then when he sleeps down, Kundalini is sucked by him. With Ganesha so much vibrating, the attention becomes very concentrated. And this concentration helps you in so many ways. And that is why it is said that Ganesha was created to spread or to emit auspiciousness and holiness. Actually, if there is holiness, there is auspiciousness. But Ganesha is actually the one who cleanses everything. Cleanses everything because it is innocence. And the innocence that cleanses you takes away all kinds of conditionings and egos that are distracting your attention. So the attention which is so wobbly otherwise in other places can settle down very well in Maharashtra. Adishakti came as Mahakali and created Sri Ganesha. Mahakali created Sri Ganesha to emit holiness, auspiciousness, wisdom, divine wisdom. And her establishment of Sri Ganesha is also within us on the Muladhara chakra. But if we do not pay attention to our Muladhara chakra, then our powers become very weak and we start catching from negativity much more. Those who have good Muladharas do not catch so fast. But we are harmed more by people who are negative because they know that we have bad Muladharas and they can affect us. But still one has to remember that if we have a strong Muladhara, then Mahakali power is the strongest within us. Because as I told you, first she created Sri Ganesha. So all her power are actually expressed in Omkara, which is Sri Ganesha. And this Sri Ganesh power within us represents the complete love of Mahakali and all her powers of destroying the evil forces. They go hand in hand, we should say, like every light has its glory around it or glow around it. In the same way, the light of Mahakali has the glow as Chaitanya, which is actually nothing but Omkara and Sri Ganesha. So it's a pilgrimage in a way that we are here, that we have to look after our Mahalakshmi principle of our ascent. As you know, this ascent starts at the Nabi and is surrounded by the Guru principle. Now the Guru principle within us, if it is absurd, if it is juxtaposition, placed in a juxtaposition way, if it is not properly embedded within us, if it is not emitting through our character and behavior, Mahalakshmi Tattva cannot be strengthened. Mahalakshmi Tattva is strengthened through Guru principle. Is also Vishuddhi, which is also Nabi, comes from Nabi, because you must know that Vishuddhi chakra is the ascent of the Nabi chakra. So what happens? That a person, whatever he is expressed through his language, through his behavior, through his face, through his nose, his eyes, everything, through the Vishuddhi chakra. So the ascent of the Nabi is shown through the Vishuddhi chakra. Now whatever you have in the Nabi is shown here. So outwardly it is Mahalakshmi Tattva, but inside is, we can say there are three cores. The first core is Mahalakshmi Tattva, outside. To look at, you see the growth, alright. Then inside is the creation, that is all the elements being created and all that. But inside that is the desire. And inside the desire is the half one, you can say, is the Ganesha. So this Ganesha Tattva ultimately overpowers everything and permeates through everything. But first thing you must know, you have to be honest, very honest in surgery. The honesty is like I have seen people, if you have a dinner, say for a marriage party, they'll just crawl into it without having any self-respect, without having any understanding as to who is going to pay for it, all this. They'll bring all their family, come down and sit down. There are people who avoid paying money which should be paid. For SahajaYoga, supposing they are eating food or they are traveling or they are coming from abroad, they have to pay money for their traveling, for their food. and sometimes I have to pay a lot of money. Doesn't matter, I don't mind. But it's not good for you. The main thing is not good for you. So, how you behave towards SahajaYoga as far as money is concerned is also very important, though it looks gross, but it can give a big trouble in the unfoldment because of the Nabhi catching. And as you know, if the Nabhi catches, it can spread up to the whole of void, and if the void is catching Ekadasha Rudra, which is placed here, the destructive forces built in. So I would suggest that French must aim, first of all, at speaking less. Bring it to minimum. Better not speak much. And when you come back from your work, then you are excited. Your nerves are not under your control because you have never tried to control them. And you start talking and jabbering with each other, saying all sorts of nonsensical things. This one is excited, that one is excited. Better have a silent meditation, absolutely silent meditation for an hour every day to practice it. Because we have to imbibe the new culture of SahajaYoga, in which serious is not wanted of the English, but also we do not want the frivolousness of the French. Now, in between is the serenity and the blissful state. To achieve that, you have to practice silence. After 1 hour of silent meditation, which may be too much for you to remain silent for 1 hour, but try. For at least 2 weeks you try this, and then gradually you can have half an hour silent meditation and start my tape. Listen to my tape without talking. Try to listen than to talk. So this is the problem. It's also an aggressive temperament by which you spoil your Vishuddhi completely. The right Vishuddhi is the real problem with the French. Then from right Vishuddhi it descends to left Vishuddhi, left Nabhi, because you become frantic.
और सहयोग में भी आपने देखा होगा कि आप लोग वाकई एक लीलामय हो रहे हैं। संगीत और हर चीज में आप तन्मय हो जाते हैं और आनंद उत्सव को उठाते हैं। आप लेते प्रेम से और बहुत शुद्ध भाव है। सहयोग में लोगों में बहुत शुद्ध भाव है और बहुत नैतिकता से आप सारा कार्य सुंदरता से करते हैं, इसमें कोई शक नहीं। लेकिन लीलामय होना ही तो विशुद्धि पे रुक जाना हो। विशुद्धि पे लीलामय है, फिर उससे आगे आज्ञा पे चलना है। तो जो आज्ञा का चक्र है ये तप है, सागर है। आज ठीक है, कल ठीक है, होली होली खेल लीजिए, गाना गा लीजिए, नाच भी लीजिए, आज भी नाचिए, कोई नहीं। लेकिन उसके बाद हमें आज्ञा पर उतरना जरूरी है, क्योंकि इस तरह के व्यवहार से जो आनंद मिलता है, आपस में जो शुद्धता मिलती है, अच्छाई मिलती है, भाईचारा होता है, विश्व बंधुत्व आते हैं, उससे हम फैल से जाते हैं। गहराई को छूने के लिए जरूरी है कि तपस्विता चाहिए। तो ये अब आप ही के आते हैं कि आप अपने अंदर इसको देखें कि हमारा चित्त कहाँ जा रहा है। यही तप, सहयोग का तप सिर्फ ये है कि मेरा चित्त कहाँ जा रहा, मेरा मन कहाँ जा रहा। अगर ये तप आपने कर लिया तो आगे को अपना है। और संसार में तो कृष्ण नहीं, क्योंकि हम बैठी आप आगे को नहीं लाए तो फिर संस्था में हमें बड़ा मुश्किल जाता है। आज्ञा का चक्र बहुत ही ज्यादा संकीर्ण है, उसमें से खींच निकालना मुझे डर लगता है कहीं हाथ पाँव न टूट जाए आप लोग। इसलिए आज्ञा का और विशुद्धि का बड़ा नजदीकी रिश्ता है, और आप तो जानते हैं कि बाप बेटे का रिश्ता इतना गहरा रिश्ता है। तो गंभीरता से रहना, बेकार में मुंह बना के रखना, और रोब झाड़ने के लिए बहुत लोग बात कम करते हैं, और कोई लोग बेकार में ही ज्यादा बात करते हैं। इस तरह से दोनों तरह से विशुद्धि खराब हो जाती है। लेकिन दूसरों को सुख देने के लिए अच्छी बात करना, दूसरों से प्रेम जोड़ने के लिए अच्छी बात करना, आपसी लड़ाई झगड़े मिटाने के लिए सुंदरता से बात करना, ये सबसे विशुद्धि चक्र जो है वो एकदम ठीक होते जाता है। और इस तरह से जब आपका विशुद्धि ठीक हो जाती है तब आप देखते हैं कि जब मैं किसी से बात करता हूँ तो ऊपरी तरह से नहीं लोगों को खुश कर रहा हूँ, अंदरूनी तरीके से नहीं हो रहा, तब आपको ख्याल करना चाहिए मेरी गहराई से है। जैसे निकाल किसी पर भी अब अरे हम क्या, हाँ भाई कल हम आपके लिए ये चीज ले आएंगे। और छोटी तबीयत के आदमी, या कहना चाहिए कि बहुत ही उथले स्वभाव के आदमी है, वो बस उथले मन से लाएंगे कुछ चीज देकर, उसका कोई असर नहीं होने वाला। पर एक छोटा सा फूल भी अगर कोई पूरे हृदय से दे, उसका बहुत असर सहयोग में हो सकता है। तो जिसे कहते हैं कि पूरे हृदय से कोई कार्य करे। किसी की दोस्ती है ऊपरी ऊपरी नहीं रखो, अंदरूनी रखो। वही चीज है कि जो कुछ भी विशुद्धि है, जब तक उसमें आज्ञा की गहराई नहीं होगी तब तक आपकी विशुद्धि जो है बहुत ही उथली रह जाएगी। आज्ञा की गहराई होना बहुत जरूरी है। आज्ञा की गहराई मानी ये कि कोई भी आज के इस होली के दिन हमें वो चीजें ना देनी चाहिए जिससे हमारा चित्त खराब जाता है, जिससे हमारा आज्ञा खराब हो जाता है। तो दोनों ही चीज है कि चित्त भी साफ हो जाए और आनंद और बोध में हम लोग होली मनाएं। जिस दिन इसका पूर्ण कॉम्बिनेशन बन जाएगा, इसमें एक रुता आ जाएगी दोनों चक्रों में, फिर सस्ता कृष्ण लिखा। और यही दो चक्र जो है गड़बड़ करते हैं और विशुद्धि से ही निकल करके आप जानते हैं कि दोनों नाड़ियां ऊपर जा करके और आगे पर क्रॉस कर रही है। तो विशुद्धि से बहुत ही संबंध है। इसलिए विशुद्धि की ओर जब आप जाता है श्री कृष्ण की ओर, उनकी जो विशेषता थी वो थी राधा जी, और राधा जी का शक्ति, राधा जी की शक्ति थी आह्लाददायी। आह्लाददायी, दूसरों को आह्लाद देना, आनंद, दूसरों को आनंद देने की उनके अंदर शक्ति थी। उनको देखते ही लोगों को आनंद आ जाता है। जानवर है, पक्षी है, सब ये विशुद्धि की एक विशेष देन है कि सबसे संबंध जो है कि जो देखे उस खुश हो जाए।
लेकिन सबको यही कोशिश करनी चाहिए कि हमारा हित का है, हमारा हित इस तरह से पागल जैसे घूमने में और भटकने में नहीं। उस अविनाशी चीज को प्राप्त करना ही हमारे जीवन का लक्ष्य है। हम इसीलिए सहयोग में भी आए, और सहयोग में आकर के हम अगर आधे अधूरे रह गए तो क्या फायदा, हमने क्या प्राप्त किया उससे। हम जिस रास्ते पे आए हम बीच में बैठ गए, मंजिल तक तो पहुंचे। इस शिव तत्व के बारे में मैंने अनेक बार बातें करी है और बताया, लेकिन दिल्ली वालों के लिए विशेष रूप से शिव तत्व की बात करनी चाहिए। शिव तत्व की बात ऐसी है कि आपको पता होना चाहिए कि जब हृदय आपका पकड़ जाता है तो आपका आज्ञा चक्र, और मैं तो उल्टे करूं, अगर आपका आज्ञा चक्र पकड़ गया सामने का, तो आपका हृदय एकदम से संकुचित होता है, एकदम छोटा होता है। और जब आपका आज्ञा चक्र खुल जाएगा, आपका हृदय एकदम ठंडा ठंडा उसमें से बहना। आज्ञा चक्र चढ़ता है अहंकार से।
Try
to be extremely peaceful, try to make your forehead relax. Many people come to me with like this, you see, then I just know that there's a big bhoot on the head sitting. Then I shout at them, keep your forehead relaxed. Relax. I'm not doing anything, mother is doing everything. Relax, relax, relax. If you relax, you will find that your heart will open. My heart cannot open. Why? Why can't you open your heart? Because you have no trust in yourself. Try to trust yourself. Open your Agya, open your Ekadasha and your Sahasrara, and your heart will open. Once your Sahasrara is open, your heart will open automatically. So you will have a peaceful life. So today I am asking for two things from you. It's a funny thing that a mother has to ask for a gift. And the gift you have to give, first one, is that you should be peaceful people. You should express peacefulness through your own character. And second one is this love, this peace and all this should express your love to others. Love to others.
Cancer sign is the sign of the motherhood. And when you try to commit sins against the mother, this starts. Because sin against the mother is the biggest sin in the modern times. So, one must know that the sin against the mother will lead people to cancer. So, it started from Ganesha Tattva. Many people who have this problem, Ganesha problem, they may be very good in other things, but still if there is the left Ganesha problem, they should be very, very careful. Because it's like a hole in your being. And to overcome that problem, you may cover up with something else. Like such people may say, oh, I'm so great, I never feel like that. That's not a good thing. Just overcome your Ganesha problem with which you are perverted. All these perversions must be sucked in, just like the tortoise sucks in the four limbs within themselves. That is how you must suck those things. And do not try to overcome by right Vishuddhi, by saying that you are great or you are this or you are that. Some people I've seen also try to show off about it and try to say things which looks quite big, but ultimately I find that they have left Muladhara, which is serious thing. It's very, very serious. So be careful. Don't deceive yourself, anyone else. Those who have left Muladhara problem have to be extremely careful not to be tempted to any supraconscious behavior or thought. Try to overcome it by complete surrendering, saying, I do not know anything, Mother. First mantra for that. Mother, I do not know anything. You have to surrender because it's a mother. Like Sri Ganesh. He never shows off anything. He's just surrendered. Completely, I do not know. So left Muladhara is a very serious problem. Be careful of it. It can be infectious, it can be just catch over. SahajaYoga has only that very delicate point among Western Sahajayogis. Only on this point there is left Muladhara, so be careful. Try to keep your attention clear. Perversions, keep it out. Try to keep yourself to your chakras all right. Better thing is to look after your chakras than to discuss it. Don't go into that trip of knowing through your brains. Know through your heart. Go. And that's the reason is because it's not available to you. That's the base. Left Muladhara is heart. You could turn to another. That's not available. That innocence is not available. Try to go to that. Try to awaken that within you. And then you'll be amazed. You'll know me better. Also, I think another way to put your Muladhara, alright, is to see how long you can remain without blinking. So I just ask Mother, take us deep into our stillness. Don't close your eyes.
Take us deep into our stillness.
Right. You need not sit loud, just sit in your heart. Don't worry about others. Worry just about your own soul. See? Like a stone. Can you follow? So, surrender. Just in your heart, surrender. Surrender. Put me down. Your hustlers are wide open. The great journey. Forget about everything. Just do that. So start better now. You are my children, you are my sons and daughters. Right. Better now see on your sister. Mother, you are God. Like that? Looking up. Make us like spirits. Raise your foot. Slowly. Higher. Put it higher. Very much higher. Do it properly. With full attention. Not in a small way. Push it back. Whole hand up there. Again. With all and just attention. And up now 3 times. 1, 2, 'Things should be done fully and properly, not halfway. I've seen the way people give and then the way people raise their kundalini. It's not the way. Do it properly. They are saints. You are archbishops of saints. She are the foundations of all the saints that have to come. Thank God.